Testing 1, 2, and we are live. Looks like adjusting the mic. It was a little bit hot. So, how's everybody doing today? Thanks for joining me. I just wanted to take a minute and say that I appreciate everybody joining on a weekly basis so we can discuss Splinterlands and other Hive-related games. I don't know about you, but I really look forward to these live streams every week. I know we don't all agree, and we are all playing at different points in the game. There's a lot of people that are members of my channel that are just beginning or have been in a little while and maybe just play bronze or silver. And then there's some people on the complete other end of the spectrum who are whales and have a lot of money into the game. I feel myself, I think I'm right there in the middle somewhere there. But the reason why I like doing these videos and these live streams is because I can get the opinions and thoughts of everyone involved. And I don't know about you, but from the comments on my weekly videos and my live stream, as we talk about it live, I learn, right? Because there's been several times over the history, I've been streaming for over 2 years now, and I've been playing Splinterlands for almost 3 years now at this point, I guess, that I've learned off of the people that are commenting on the video, and we get into a discussion, and they're like, some people are very hardcore with their beliefs, and that's fine, and I don't really feel anything against some harsh statements, I guess, if you feel that I'm wrong or I'm right about something. But I always like to maintain civility, and I always like to try to go with facts. So if you're going to put an opinion in, that's fine. If you feel very strongly about something, go ahead and list why you feel about that, and post some numbers or something like that, and we can look at them. Who knows? I'm doing good if I'm a 50-50 type of being right. I just try to look at things that are going on and approach them with logic. That's what I'm trying to do, and hopefully learn from that. KGM says, what's up? Thanks for dropping by. KGM's in the house. Gathering the Magic's in the house. Thanks for dropping by. Elliot, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good whatever part of the day, whatever part of the world you are in. Thank you for dropping by and joining me. Like I said, I look forward to this every week, seeing what everybody's got going. Obviously, the big thing that everybody's still talking about is the reward shop and how that's going with the recent changes. Obviously, everything's still in flux because, nobody's perfect. These kind of big changes. I'm just trying to... I'm trying to be a glass half full kind of guy at this point, even though that kind of goes against my nature. Big changes go into place. They're looking at the numbers, and hopefully changes are inbound. And I agree that it's. I've said this in a video before, but I agree it's better to make a change and be on the conservative side, and then give people things than it is to do it the opposite way and try to take back, because you know what I mean. Although I still do feel that over time, my statement still stands that over time, they've taken things away from us as we've played. And most of that is under the whole guise of combating bots. So I think we can... And, I'm not talking about the 1-2 off bots where you use Archmage to play your account or something. I'm talking about that guy that's running 100 bots or 1,000 bots or whatever. But ever since I've started playing the game, they've been making changes, radical changes to the game, and it's all with the reasoning of combating bots. So either way, maybe that's a little bit of a fire take, but... let me know what you think. Let's see what's going on in chat. VT Mac Guru's in the house. Welcome. Good morning. KGM says, using my Glint for marriage to get Gladius cards. You're using your Glint for marriage? You mean merits. You must be out driving because you're on mobile and you got auto-corrected. I wish I could use my Glint for marriage and get my wife something that she found useful, but... Yeah, as soon as the change came about, I thought to myself, well, let's look at it. I started looking at the draws, and I was looking at like Gathering did videos on it, and then KGM was doing videos on what he was doing and everything. And I haven't even spent, just right up front, I haven't spent any of the Glint yet. Because I was trying to come up with a strategy, figure out what I want to do, and I started thinking that merits might be the way to go to strengthen the Gladius cards portion of your deck, depending upon the level of the Gladius cards you can play within your guild, because obviously within your guild buildings you're limited to buy what Gladius cards you can play in brawls. But I feel that is I think that overall my opinion on the store is that I'm holding my Glint. I think Gathering has the same opinion at this present time until they've made some changes. I don't necessarily know if I'm going to go in and buy a bunch of stuff. I might buy some one-offs, but for right now I'm holding. And I do think that overall maybe the best strategy is to stay in that first tier of draws, because after you get outside of that first tier of draws, and I've seen some people in Discord this week talking about it, they like if you just went with elite and master draws, they exponentially get really expensive to do as the prices level up. I think they need to take another pass on that and take a look at the numbers. I do think my overall opinion is I do think that they need to look at the amount of Glint that's given out per match and look at that again, and maybe it should come up a little bit. So we can go back here, and this is just an example, okay? I've talked about this a dozen times, and it was nice somebody put an explanation of why this is happening, but check this out. My account is primarily what I would consider a mid-level gold account. It's got max rare summoners, but as far as the other cards go, I would consider it mid to almost top-end gold account, and I'm in Champion 3. Now, the explanation came out that it's really not what leagues you're playing in, it's comparatively speaking in Wild that my deck is that much better than the rest. Obviously, there's a ton of bot decks that are low end, but it's forcing it up, which is decreasing my boost. But Matt made a point in the town hall that going up, even though your boost is going down, you should be making more Glint. So at this point, we have almost 2 days left, a little bit less than 2 days left, and I'm in Champ 3. And keep in mind, Archmage is playing my deck. I did dip my toe into Modern this week, just one match, and I won it. But I was in Silver 2 because I haven't played Modern in a while. I did win the match. I did make some better choices, but I was immediately against a max level deck. Different topic, but he had complete max level cards, and I was kind of a little bit lucky to beat him with my level 6 summoner and just a good choice of cards, right? Either way, I didn't get much out of it. I expected more Glint than what I got, and I expected, I guess, a little bit more SPS than what I got. But either way, different topic. We're looking at my Glint in Champion 3, a little bit less than 2 days left. I expect that I will be somewhere around 40,000 Glint, and then that would double to 80,000. So we're looking at 100 to 120,000 Glint for a season, full season, all with everything there. Let's go ahead, and I just wanted to give you a relative comparison. If you're not at this level, if you're above me, below me, maybe give you a different reference point. Let's see what everybody's saying. Everybody's talking a lot, so I am skipping. Paul Taylor, welcome. Thanks for dropping by. Gathering says, don't want to think of how much money I have put into the game. Those small amounts over 3 years adds up. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I have. I definitely don't. I'm not one of those guys that keeps track of everything. And my best guess for me is around $10,000. And that includes all-inclusive land and everything else. Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to think on the bright side. Like I said, things are down, but I'm still, a lot of people are talking, the best time to invest in something is when it's down. Obviously, things could go to crap and they could, go bankrupt and everything, and then everything's lost. But on the plus side, if it does, if they strike something and they make a change, one of these changes they're talking about, and the change goes into effect and the game catches fire, we could, there's tons of things on the upside that could happen, right? So anyway, I bought some more SPS. I've been doing my DCAing with SPS over the years. My version of DCAing is $30 a week. And I don't hit it every week, but I do enough to consider, once or twice a month at least to up my my SPS bags. I'm over 50,000 now, which was my initial goal. It's taken me a while, but things are going okay. Just trying to look on the bright side, which once again is against my nature, but for mental health, I'm trying. Ikey says saving mine for a title. Okay, that's as far as Glint goes. First, the minimum title is 1 million. I don't know how long those will last, because those will be so 433 remaining. Obviously, new stuff. They've talked about it. New stuff will cycle in and out of the store, and we've had a lot of good ideas. If you haven't watched Gathering's video on some really good ideas he had, and in the town hall this week, they were talking about some other ideas. So I like the whole idea of stuff cycling in and out of the store, and titles could be one of them, skins could be one of them. The 1BCX cards where you can specifically pick a card that you may need and choose that versus doing a random. I like that idea. So there's lots of things I like, but I like the whole idea of keeping the store fresh, and over on, once again, on Gathering's point, there's several games that we all play that have the daily check-in, and you check in, they give you a little bit. It's not a huge amount, and it's not something that you're going to make money on, but it's something that will help you in the game, so it wouldn't make the game, botters couldn't take advantage of it, in other words. But I like that whole idea. Check in and get a streak going, what have you, get a little something for the check-in. Anyway, my whole point is all it takes is like one really cool change that happens, and it sparks the interest of a wide generation, or audience, that is. And I think they're on the right track. I've been saying for years since I started, they really need to concentrate on the mobile app, but before that, they need to make several other changes and get those, the quality of life, the player experience, which falls under quality of life, right, up there. There's some other changes I have opinions on, but we'll keep that for another video. Let's see here. People's Guild, morning from Asia. Good morning, I guess for you. It'd be good evening, the People's Guild. Welcome. Thanks for dropping by. Alex Bernard, Alex B. You never half full. You're always half empty, Bronze Dragon. This is true. I've been trying. I try. And to tell you the truth, if you've been with me for a while, you know that my videos used to be a lot more salty, a lot saltier. But for my mental health, I made the decision to try to, while still being logical and still trying to express facts without a whole lot of opinion, although I do get my opinion comes through once in a while. For my mental health, I'm trying to look at it in a positive way. So I'm trying. Nobody's perfect, right? So let's see here. Vilson's in the house. Welcome. Thanks for dropping by. I know I'm a little bit behind on chat. I get on a tangent and start. Televiper, welcome. New name. I haven't seen that name before, so welcome. Everybody's welcome. He or she says, only thing I really want is a legendary title. Nice. I'm looking forward to the titles, like the landholder titles coming out as well, because I wouldn't mind having a few titles to slap on my land to help that out. From that point, titles have never really been a thing I needed, really, personally. But since they will give me a plus on my land, I'll take them. But I agree. With the amount of glint I'm holding, it would take me like, I don't know, extrapolate it out if nothing changes. It would take over 10 seasons for me to get even that first title. So I'm not holding my breath. Let's see here. Gathering says 2,000 glint for 2,000 merits for first batch of draws equals 1 pack. Not bad. Yeah, I think it's kind of a no-brainer to do the first level of each of the draws, right? Unless you are high-end and you have all your commons and rares covered, you know, then maybe just hold out and just do elite and master draws. Once again, the point being there is remember to turn your potions off if you're not doing elite or master draws, because I don't feel they're worth it if you are doing initiate, adept, or veteran. We've talked about that. I think Magic Gathering put that on his video, but it's one of the takeaways that I wanted to remind everybody about. Okay, let's see where we are here. Televiper says, not sure how 3 people had 5 million already. I don't know either, but I will confess that I am not, I don't know how everybody rolls at the top end of the game, what kind of stuff they're getting out of the game and things like that. Most of what I see is kind of middle of the road in the middle of the game. I'm also not, I do kind of keep my foot in the lower end of the game because my secondary account has silver level kind of cards, but that top end I'm just not aware of how their day-to-day, what they get out of the game, what they put into the game. It'd be interesting, of course this is a lot of personal information, right? It'd be interesting to discuss with a person that's on the high end, considered in the whale category, actually what kind of money they're putting into the game. Obviously a lot of that's borderline personal and a lot of people might not want to talk about that, right? So, but it would be interesting. So Gathering says, love the idea of re-roll if you don't like your draw. They burnt their gold foil legendaries and epics. Yeah. Yeah, I heard him talking about that. It would be interesting. Like I said, in games, more options are better than fewer. Obviously, anything you do in the game like that would require a cost, and the cost would best be burnt, whatever the cost was. So obviously, different topic, but the whole new, just drew a blank. The new promo cards that are on sale. I want to talk about that for a few minutes here in a while, though, too. So, the People's Guild says they definitely should have rolled out the shop full of the new Soulbound cards and vanity products with 0 value. Well, I think we all play games where there are a lot of skins and things like that. People pay for this stuff. It's not even an argument. People love this stuff. Do I love it? Not really. I've always approached games to, like, if it doesn't benefit me, if it doesn't give me bonuses or whatever, I'm not really interested in just the artwork. I can agree it's cool, but I'm not going to spend money on it. But there's a lot of people that I'm outweighed. People love the skins. People love the graphics. Obviously, the older skins could get you various, they can do a lot of stuff. But I think where we're at right now is they got a good start, and they can, like he said, in the town hall, they're set up to put all kinds of stuff in here. They could put a lot of stuff in here if they wanted to, and they would obviously have to have somebody that would keep track of that stuff and figure out how to cycle the stuff in and out and keep the things fresh. But I think they got a good start. I mean, I think they have to work with the numbers a little bit and the formulas on what we're making and what things cost and how the prices, especially how the prices go up per level of draws. I like the idea that they thought of that ahead of time. In other words, that it exponentially gets a little bit more expensive, or in this case, a lot more expensive. I don't think it should be as expensive as you go up in levels, but we'll see. They said they're working with the numbers. Okay, let's go on. Elliot says, at Magis, love the videos breaking down, the math on Glint pulls. I was going to crunch the numbers, but you did it for me when I was driving to work. Yeah, that was a great video. If you anybody hasn't seen Gatherings videos on the new Glint system, after this live stream, go over and check them out. Leave a like and subscribe if you're not subscribed to him as well. And speaking of that, thanks for dropping by. If you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe to my channel. And I also leave a list of all the other people, as far as I know, that cover Splinterlands on YouTube, which are good to go and support as well. Because the more we support them, like, subscribe, leave comments and such, then the higher Splinterlands, the topic overall, scores in YouTube. So either way, that's the mini promo there. Okay. So, Telev says, yeah, I burnt all mine too, like 150K of gold foils. I burnt most of mine too. I did it in a video. I didn't have near that. I think I got 20,000 or something like that. I didn't have a whole lot. But most of what I did, I kept a few select ones, but most of what I had, I kept, or I burnt. Let's see here. Alex B says, I burnt all my Soulbound cards that I got a title, then I sold the title for 80 bucks. Okay. I saw someone had sold one for $1,000. Or maybe he just had it up there for sale for $1,000. Let's look at the store. Oh, I guess it would help for me to look at the name of the title. Okay, so the Renowned, I think, was the one that was going for $1,000. It must have sold, or they must have pulled it down. I was listening to people talk about that on Discord one day. Okay, let's see what else everybody else is talking about. I like the idea of titles. They're just on the high end, as they should be, right? It's the only way at this point to make any money on Glint. Buy a title and sell it. Let's see here. Alex B says, I burnt all of my... I just talked about that. KGM says, that auto recorder in chat going to get me in trouble one day. I don't know exactly what you're talking about. The People's Guild says, at Alex B, you burnt the full lot of your cards? Wow. Gathering says, saving Glint for rarity-specific draws and the daily rotating items when they come out. Yeah, well, I mean, if you've been following me, you know that my approach has really not been... I have, over the years, opened packs of cards. And to tell you the truth, it's still pretty tempting at the price of Chaos Legion, because Chaos Legion, I've said it time and time again, are good solid play cards, right? For the majority of them. At the prices, look at this Chaos Legion, just over 70 cents a pack. I had seen them over on Hive Engine for like 60 or 65 cents this week. Pretty tempting. But my overall strategy has always been buy singles, right? So the way to build your account efficiently and cost effectively is to buy singles. So I think that also applies to my approach as far as using Glint. It's the same approach, right? So, you know, since they've started talking about the Glint shop. Oh, this is the first time I've noticed it's called Gwen's Glint Shop. For some reason, I didn't notice that. And also, I want to point out another thing to everyone is the fact of restocking. Okay, so you've got to keep your eye on the restock, because I think overall, for the long term, if you are going to use draws and merits of, I guess, purchase any of this, right? Due to the way that the prices go up exponentially, you're going to want to get in on at least the first level or second level of draws per season. So you got to keep your eye on that restock and basically spend and get that first level before it restocks if you're spending, right? Because I think you want to take advantage of that every season if you're interested in that. For instance, if you're interested in master draws, that first set is going to be 50,000. It goes up exponentially after that. But if you happen to wait until after the restock goes in, then you lost your chance to get that first level for the cheapest price. But overall, I agree. I'm looking forward to the singles and being able to specifically and pinpointedly level up my cards that I need. I'm sitting pretty good. Let's take a look. Most of my, let's look at summoners, just look for comparison purposes. These are what my summoners look like. You know, most of them are 6 and going into 7, which helps me out since I've talked about it before, but my other summoners are basically capped at level 6 and level 3 for my legendaries. So these are actually helping me out going up into 7 and 8. So I'm sitting pretty good, but I'm looking at, when possible, getting my soul-bound summoners capped out, you know, leveled out. So see where we're going here. International travel channels in the house. Guten Tag. Telev Viper says a random legendary from the set that cycles would be really nice. Yeah, I agree. I think everybody likes a legendary, right? Cycle those in and out. The trick would be figuring out how to make it not be abused, because there's always those people that will abuse a system when it's put in place. And so it's like this whole thing is like doing a balancing act on ice skates, right? It's like on one side you want to make a really cool game and have it fun, and then have stuff available for people in the shop so that they can play and get excited about selling in the shop. And on the other side, you have to completely go and figure, okay, so how are these people going to abuse this system, and figure out how to make it non-abusable, right? But I agree. A legendary, obviously, it would be nice if you had a card, 2 or 3 daily cards that cycled in and out. And then you have to make your choice. Like I play another game. It's a Marvel game, and it's another card game on my phone, and it has a daily card. And you can only, there's a different card every day of the month, okay? And you can only pick one card for that month. But you have to let it cycle through and figure out how much you actually want that card. Obviously, there's got to be some kind of levels in place, i.e., you can buy so many BCX before you're capped out. Like, so say for instance, you can buy 4 or 5, and then you're capped out until it cycles again. Something's got to be in place. So, JB, welcome, new name. Thanks for dropping by. Appreciate your time. Good morning. Any idea when they will bring back the mobile apps? Some features were far superior to the website. Well, I don't believe they're bringing back the mobile app. However, they are working on the mobile experience. And they're two different things. The mobile app is the dedicated app in and of itself, which had languished for years, and it was a poor example of the game. I tried it a few times when I first started playing the game and then sat it down. The fact of the matter is, I work with developers at the company I work with, and there are developers that are, you can do both types of development, right? And I'm not saying that. I'm saying there are developers that are really good, and they're very good at UI and UX for mobile apps, okay? And then there's doing development that can look good on in the browser as well as in a mobile browser. And that's the way they're going. I think they decided that they're going to get more bang for their buck, and they don't have a highly specified team, or what do I want to say? Specialized. That's the name, not specified. They don't have a specialized mobile app team to develop out a new mobile app. So what they're going to work on is the UX and UI in the mobile, or in the mobile browser rather. So that's the way they're headed. So either way, if you're not familiar, you can use, I'm opening up here just to take a look at it. You can use the Hive keychain. And by the way, if you haven't updated your Hive keychain lately, they came out with a new mode or a new version. I just got it on iOS this week. My brother on Android said he got it a month or two ago. So either way, if you haven't used it lately, update your Hive keychain app on your phone. But therein, you can use the browser. And they're going to work on, they showed in the town hall a few examples, but and I've done some lightweight work in this because I'm a Salesforce admin, and I can go in Salesforce for our company. I don't do it presently, but it's possible, and I know how to do it as far as going into the mobile app and changing how the UI and UX works and how it looks. There's a lot to it, because you can basically fit a lot less on a phone, on a mobile app, than you can fit in a full-size browser on a computer, right? So you have to really look at these things, and you have to look at the overall experience. You want to make it fun, easy to jump in and use. And there's a lot of great card games. Like I said, the Marvel Snap is what I'm playing. It's a card game. It's got a great UX, UI as well. And you can get in and play a card game like that. But that is a dedicated app, and that is not in a mobile browser. So either way, they're not working on a app. They're working on the mobile, the UI in the mobile browser. So I also like the fact that I feel a little bit more secure logged in with my Hive keychain, because if you use the browser in your Hive keychain, you can also use other games, because obviously we have other games that we're playing. In fact, I just got hit, so I need to go ahead and claim on Golem Overlord because I forgot. Let's see what everybody else is talking about. Good comment, though. Gathering says, I want rotating cards in the store that are new and aren't revealed ahead of time. These cards are not soulbound, but since they are rare on the store, should hold value. I really like that idea, and he was talking about that. Somebody brought it up. Maybe you brought it up in the town hall. But I like that idea. I like surprise cards. Somebody was talking about I like cards that pop up, and unless you are paying attention, you're not going to get any, right? Unless you're logging into the game and checking out and getting the daily login rewards or checking out the store on a daily basis, that pays you for your attention, right? That pays you for your attention, and I agree. Of course, we could always have a bot farm that logs in and buys a billion of them, but obviously there would have to be a limit, right? But that goes back to my other talking point. I like that idea. I like surprises. I like, hey, I logged in on Tuesday and check out this card I got. And then everybody else is like, oh man, I didn't log in on Tuesday. And that's what would bring people into the game. Like I said, on the Marvel Snap kind of idea, where you have random cards and they don't announce them 2 months ahead of time and talk about them for 2 months, right? It's just like, bam, check out this card, right? Okay, let's see here. Paul Taylor. Sorry, I'm way behind. I'm sorry. I'm talking too much. why go for a title that you can buy instead of waiting for the new Soulbound set? Good point. My main point would be to put it on my land. That's what I would do with it. Birds, bees, and trees are in the house. Good day. Ike says, treat this game like an investment with only money you can afford to lose. Then if it does fail, then it cannot affect you. Yeah, I agree. And I've said this in my videos because I try to, I think we all say it because we don't want to kind of be that guy that's like why'd you tell me to buy this? Well, this is like a pastime for me. And that's why I keep a budget in mind when I'm spending on it, because I know that if it does fail, then yeah, I'm going to be kind of in the dumps, and but I'm not going to be financially strapped and lose my house or anything. Wibbles in the house with the big wee. Paul Taylor says, if you brawl, then spending the 20k merits for 10 packs is a no-brainer. It's only 20k glint for those 10 packs. I do agree. I like the idea. And my anybody who does brawl, and I've been brawling since I started, knows the value of those cards, So Gathering says, because we all have much higher rating now, we will all need more SPS to keep that boost modifier up. SPS is a great price to load up. Yeah, I agree. It's the offshoot of going up. And I'm watching, I've got to wait until the exact end of the season. I'm going to do a video kind of surmising what my experience with the first season. Although, going forward, it's not going to be a great comparison because they're going to be making changes and everything. I think I'm in an okay position, but my secondary account's a completely different question. But it's my secondary account, and I'm not going to throw a lot of money into SPS on my secondary account. It's got what it's got. It's built up to about 3,500 over the years. It's just what it is. But I think I'm doing pretty decent. I never thought I would be in Champ 3. I never thought I would be in the Champion League. I don't consider my deck a champion level deck. I know the percentages and what we're working with now and the reasoning behind it now. But either way, I did rent out a Dr. Blight because that's been one of the cards that I've always wanted to get. But every time I go to buy it, I'm like, so much, But it seems my account seems to be using it pretty frequently. Let's see here. Team Phoenix Rising, welcome. Thanks for dropping by. Says, hi, Bronze. I am not liking the Glint store. It is so hard to earn Glint, and I have tried to get the expensive draws and have gotten 90%, 95% common. I just need soulbound summoners. Like we've been talking about, I think it might be a better choice to save until they come up with the specific cards to put out there and then go in with those, because it seems, it's not a guaranteed, but he's talked about it, and Matt has seemed very favorable about it over the last few weeks. Tails is in the house. Welcome. Morning. How goes your foray into Parallel? I downloaded it, and I have not spent any large amount of time in it, so I'm going to reserve my opinion. I do see that you're playing it, and I've been watching your videos on it, and some other people have been playing it, After Sound and some other folks. So I do want to get into it and look at it and give it a fair shot. But there's also another game that I've been playing, which I will not mention right now because I haven't gotten to the level to give a specific review on the crypto part of it. So because it's a game, a traditional MMO style game, and you get into it, but you have to get up to a certain level before you can experience the Web3 crypto part of it. Anyway, okay. All that to say, my time is spread thin, but I do want to take a look at it to, give it a fair shot. I don't really like looking at, what burns me up? Videos where people take a video, like this guy here a couple weeks ago that looked at Splinterlands and played it for 10 minutes and then gave this full trashing of it, I don't like games like that. I like to play the game for a while and get some good opinions on it before I start going into it. Okay. Team Phoenix Rising says, I used to get better cards from the daily and season chests. Yeah, it's all RNG, right? I can see where you're coming from, though. But like I said, I would kind of wait until the dust settles and they start putting in some cards where you can maybe save up and specifically get the ones you need. Gathering says 10 Gladius cases would cost way more than 20K. They go up by up 50% for each batch. Yeah, I'd have to do the numbers, but I take your word on it. You're better at the math than I am. Although, if anybody's interested in the new card promo card event, I did a video where I did all the math on how much it would cost to get the various levels of the cards. If you are interested. Also, just kind of an on and offshoot, we are coming towards the end of the winter season in dCrops. If you are playing. I've been gradually building up my farm. Okay, so I am up to 6 rare plots, and you can see that we're or rare lands rather. We are coming down to the last day of the season. I did add an apple tree this last winter season, and apples have been pretty good. Apples have been pretty good. And I bought 2 more fertile lands, and I picked up like 4 or 5 seeds. So we're coming down to the last day. These have already harvested, so I didn't have any more one-day crops, and it's kind of hard to get that randomly. So this will be my highest rated season so far, and I'm building up. My plan is just to keep adding rare plot or fertile lands, and then keep adding seeds and gradually building up to where I have a full set of 4 of each seed for each season. And that's my plan. And to at a certain point, I will have enough in game to start getting that Hive drop. So that's my goal on that. Random offshoot, but I had just passed over that tab and thought I'd mention it. Czechzik, sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, says 10 adept is the best value for rare cards, no potions. Yeah, if you're shooting for the summoners, I agree. But I still think that it might be better just to go ahead and hold your glint until they start adding specific cards out there where you can decide which ones you want to buy. But that's always been my opinion. Singles over packs. That's just me. Birds, Bees, and Trees says, are there still robots in Wild? Mental health is key. Yeah, there's tons of bots in Wild. In fact, I would hazard a guess that says most in Wild are bots. Where did I want to go? Oh, I want to go over to too many tabs, Peak Monsters, and go to My Explorer and look at the dashboard. We can see that the actual number of played matches has went down in Wild. Since the change, it went up and then it started going down. So, and the matches in Modern have stayed pretty even within the same kind of plus or minus range, but the Wild matches have actually went down. So I don't know if this big change with the Glint has affected, people. Obviously, people running bots have to figure out, if it's worth it or not, etc., especially if they're renting cards, what have you. There's a lot that goes into that, and I haven't put a whole lot of thought into it. But for some reason, maybe it's that people are just not liking the change. But also, I'm not one of those guys that goes off the deep end and says, oh, I'm quitting, I've got too much money in this. I've got to let it go. And just, I think the best you can do is just keep going. Obviously, at a certain point, you have to make a decision, hey, do I bail out of this? But if you're in it for the long haul, you just got to be flexible and adapt to changes. Take the facts that you have at hand and make your best decisions that you can. So Team Phoenix Rising says, my issue is if I need the legendary soulbounds and summoners, I'm good for commons. Yeah, I agree. I'm in the same situation. Gathering says, I think they will do rarity specific chests. I need rare draws for summoners. Yeah, like I said, there's all kinds of different ways they could go with this. I like the fact that they laid out the shop to be flexible with what they can add and such. I'm trying to catch up, guys. I agree. Let's see here. He says, Team Phoenix Rising says it's a waste to buy master draws and get commons. I agree, but the same thing held for chests. You know, when you how many times you watch a video where I open chests and I was open diamond chests and I get like 1 BCX of a common card, and then I'd be like, oh, well, that's a waste. You know, I think we all felt that way. Gathering says he agrees. Plus, they can keep the other draws if people want to gamble on them. Alex B says, I find that all I have to do is have my blue deck and a decent white deck, and I don't need to worry about any of the cards or the Gladius cards. I can win my way all the way to champion with those two. I mean, maybe. I'll take your word on it. I just have a pretty... Whenever I first started out, I was that way. When you first start out, you got to figure out, hey, where do I put my money in? And I went in with blue at that point, water, because it was very heavy with Ulrich, right? And I had great success with that. And my secondary strategy was use neutrals, because neutrals offer the best value because you can use them across most, unless, of course, you run onto a no neutrals rule set, and now you have all neutrals rule sets. So I think neutrals are a very strong value and usually hold their value up above other cards as well. Good ones. Alex B says, once again, decks and... okay, so... Chexic says, Bronze Dragon won't ever catch up with chat if the stream continues growing. I mean, it's nice. I love to see more people here because when chat is hot, we got plenty of stuff to talk about, right? Team Phoenix Rising says, no matter if asset prices are down and the game has bad changes, why is Dwayne Cunningham always bullish? Is the team paying this guy to shill? What I can say is that Dwayne is an OG. And he's always been that way. He has always been very pro the game. I don't know what goes on behind the scenes, but I think it just comes down to the fact that I know he's got a lot of money in the game, so he's very pro the game. And then there's some of us that are in the middle, and there's some of us that are very, And also, if you're anti the game, why would you even do content, right? So I try to be balanced. But I will say maybe you need to have average. But you also, when you're watching videos, you also need to know who you're watching and take that into factor, right? Because I think that this is one of those cases. I mean, there's a lot of cases in life where you have to take in data to make your decisions, and then use the best and all the facts that you have at your fingertips to make the best decision with whatever approach you want to take to the game, right? So I've talked to him on and off. I like the guy. I won't say anything bad about him, but I will say that he is very bullish on the game. So maybe we need that. Maybe we all balance each other out in some way, right? So either way. Let's see here. Marcos, welcome. New name. I love to see new names. Gathering a Bronze Dragon. I was trying to redo my deck. Wanted some thoughts on it. Well, obviously there would take it would be a whole different situation. I mean, a whole different video. And I'm not perhaps the best person to ask. And we would need to know a bunch of different factors, like what level are you trying to slot into? Obviously the game has went under radical changes lately. If I were going into the game at this point, I I would agree with most other people on this point. I would probably just buy max level Chaos League, Chaos Summoners because they're the best value now, and then start filling in. I would go Chaos. My deck is Chaos Strong because the best value, you know. Obviously, that would help you out if you wanted to play in Modern. Obviously, there's no going to be any time limit in Wild, and they're even discussing a third league. Chaos League, but you know, we're kind of getting into that time factor of when Chaos Legion is going to leave Modern if you're playing in Modern, but it's still a really good strategy. And as Alex B was saying, he does well with 2 splinters. I'm pretty averaged out across. When I first started, it was a while before I could even play any Dragon Splinter because that tends to be Dragon and neutral in my eyes tend to be more expensive, but the neutral also you can play it a lot more, right? And you know, I would strongly think about a Lux Vega. You know, there's a lot of value there in that, and I saw a Lux Vega for sale on the market this week for $2.99. So I just wanted to check this out. Just $3.50. So the cheapest one now is $3.50. Somebody gobbled up that $2.99 one. But there's a lot of value in a Lux. You know, if you're just starting out and you're getting ready to put a lot of money into deciding where to put your money, you know, that's a lot of money until you figure out how much it costs to start maxing out several summoners, right? So think about it. Not investment advice, but, you know, my brother has a Lux. He bought it when it first came out, and he's seen good luck with it. In fact, that thing has drug him up into Champ 2, which he's suffering from the effects of needing more SPS, like we all are, but, you know, he's getting his wins in, right? So... Okay, let's see. Ike, dCrops 3-year event tomorrow. Told you can't make a lot of money during these events. Yeah, I know. I'm just playing it for fun. You know, if anybody's been playing dCrops, there's been this series of it's getting ready to come to 3 years, and I haven't hit most of these daily check-in things. We talk about daily check-ins, but they had some. I hit a few of them, but it's getting ready to start in one day. So. Should be fun. Like I said, if any of these games I talk about, if you want to start playing, you haven't played them, you log in with the Hive keychain, but use my link in the show notes. It helps me out a little bit. Appreciate it. But I've been having fun. I mean, it's a farming game. I haven't got any in. The most in-depth I've got is in with the orchard. I believe I want to pick up a tree for each season, but we're going into spring where I have my olive trees from the olive tree event, so I feel pretty good there, and I have my apple tree. So I think as I build out my farm, what I've been doing is adding a fertile land or two every season, and then just boosting my seed count, and I'm trying to get 4 of each of the standard seeds, and I'll feel pretty good because then, and at that point, I can get into trying to play the quests, right? Until you get your seeds and your lands built up, you're not going to be able to really do anything with these quests. And this is where kind of the prices are. I know Ike is much further into it than I have been, but I've just been gradually building up. So Team Phoenix Rising says, at Gathering the Magic, do you ever reach out to the team aside from town halls? Do you have a lot of smart ideas? Aftersound gets a lot of good ideas from his audience, but never relays it to the team. In the last town hall, Matt did ask Gathering to contact him. I remember that. And Gathering says, I DM'd Matt a link to my Glint videos on Discord. Not sure if he has watched them yet. Paul Taylor says, you should not be able to buy a specific card you need from the shop. That's what the market will be for once they are unlocked. Good opinion. I mean, different way to look at it. You know, obviously, if they did put singles in the shop, they would have to be pretty expensive, right? So, let's see here. Alex T says, what's abusing the system? There's different ways to look at that, right? And that could go. I could go off for a half hour on that, but this is gaming in general, right? Some people feel that if it can be done in the game, it's fine to do, right? And obviously there's some things that cross the line, right? And any game, especially Web3 related, that equals money, where you can draw a profit out of it. People have been abusing games for years to no profit, just cheating, right? Now there's profit involved. It's just extrapolated the problem, right? So I won't go off on that though. Birds, Bees, and Trees says, what should I do with my Glint? I need cards. I don't know how the cap cycles work. Can you help explain the cap cycles? Well, it's restocked every week. No, season. It's restocked every season. And then you can buy 10 of each level, and then the price goes up. And I will refer you to Gathering's video on the topic because he does the numbers out exactly. But basically, it gets a lot more expensive with every level of 10. Okay? So if you need cards, best money-wise would be to work your way through, depending upon which ones you need more of. Like if you need commons, you would be or rares, you would concentrate down here. If you're only looking for the higher end cards, you would concentrate down here. Or, like we were talking about earlier, wait until they have the level specific card draws available. In other words, one of the ideas that a lot of people like is the fact that you could buy a draw that instead of saying veteran, it just says rare. Of course, it's going to be a little bit higher cost, but you're specifically going to get a rare card. And if you're looking for summoners, that's what you would go with, right? So Alex T says, save your Glint. I agree with that. Wait for more stuff to come out. I'd probably say save until the end of the year. I agree with, I don't know that long, but I would agree that it would behoove, I'm saving until I see some changes made. And basically it's just like me walking into a comic shop, a card shop. It's just whatever catches my eye at this point, right? If something catches my eye, I like it, I'll buy it. Team Phoenix Rising at Gathering the Magic. I think you should follow up. I just flipped through the comments and I lost my where I was. Alex T says, they said they don't need ideas. They need to just get what they already have in the works done. Birds, Bees, and Trees says, what's the best draw strategy? Team Phoenix Rising says, getting mostly commons, waste of Glint. I agree, but, we got tons of commons and chests, too. So, Birds, Bees, and Trees says, I just go for cheapest card. I got one epic with one card at one time. Cheapest in Glint, because I wasted Glint 2 going for one of the other draws. We got the same in regular chests. It's just we're getting less draws than we did chests, right? I guess it was easier to accept when you're getting a ton of chests that you only get one BCX of a card. But then when you're having to save and you're getting far fewer chests, it really stings when you save up and spend 2,500 or 5,000 Glint and then get 1 or 2 BCX of a common card. I think that's the point. Gathering says, I know they have a lot on their plate, but I think the Glint store will get done first. Maybe elite draws, but I only get like 50 Glint per win. Yeah, in my silver account, in my secondary account, I'm only getting same kind of thing. 25, 30, 40, something like that. Birds, Bees, and Trees says, do batches reset after season? Yes, they do. That's why I said you have to keep that date in mind. If you look right here, it's got the restock countdown timer. And if you want to get in on a first level of a draw and before it resets and take advantage of it, go ahead. Otherwise, save up like we've been talking about. Chexic says, your secondary account only gets 1 times multiplier at the current rating, so the minimum amount your staked SPS on it doesn't have an effect on your current rating. That's correct, but it does have an effect on your boost. So might be a good idea to delegate the SPS to your main. Team Phoenix Rising says, at Gathering the Magic, why are you willing to talk to the team and help improve the game after Aftersound just makes videos and not shoot good ideas to the team? How does that help? I mean, I'm not answering for Gathering, but I think we're just trying to help, right? We're just trying to help improve the game, right? So, and I can't speak for Aftersound and how he goes. Obviously, he's been with it a long time. He used to be on the team, so he has a different approach to doing his videos and everything. Televiper says, I never thought I'd be in Champ either, but my gold deck is playing in Diamond now. Touching Champ near end of season, absolutely wild. I agree with you. I'm in the same position. Alex T says, that's why they need to fix the new player experience. If you can't sell someone in the first few minutes, they move on. That's how it is. Yeah, I mean, if they try to play the game and a minute or two, first 15 minutes they don't like it, they'd probably dump it. The game's got to be fun before they decide to put some money into it. Gathering says, agree, Alex. They need a capture page and opening screens that are graphically amazing. They want new players to go, wow, what is this, and get hooked. Agreed. Ike says, tried Parallel, but the ETH fees was too silly. Yeah, to be frank with you, one of the things that drive me away from a game is ETH fees. ETH gaming for the big boys. Y'all ain't ready for that. I agree. I've got some Ethereum on a cold wallet. That's about it. Whenever I transferred it, I took this huge hit. And also, that's one of the reasons why I didn't buy a Rooney. So, side note there. Birds, Bees, and Trees says, save the clock tower. Anyone see the craziness in the Westfield Mall in Sydney, Australia? I saw that there was a bunch of stabbings, unfortunately. I don't know the details behind it, but there are crazy people everywhere, my friend. Alex T says, the other week I had a bunch of stocks show up in my account, and I was like, WTF. Then recently I found out 3 million split. It's medical arm off, random, but I just seen a 3 million box and thought about it. And we're past time a little bit, so we're going to finish up here. Gathering asks, anyone picking up any more land plots? I've been looking at them, but once again in my 2 specific regions, and land is holding still and steady, and I'm not seeing any cheap land where I'm at, but I am keeping an eye on it. I haven't bought any lately. Wibble bought 3 today. Ike says, yes, fella, every day. Picked up magic plots last week for $27 each. And Alex T gets the last word, says, tails punching the air as I keep turning on SPS mines. Well, first of all, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. And I would ask you, if you like my kind of content and if you know anybody that might be interested in it, please send them a link. I could always use some more subscribers. And if you have any ideas, post in the comments. I'm always looking for new ideas, and I like to cover what's going on in Splinterlands and all of the Hive gaming. Either way, I hope everyone on your side is happy and healthy, and I hope you have a great week. And I will see you on the flip side.